Introduction to the Cardiovascular System for Medical Students Part 1. Objective: to provide an overview of the cardiovascular system, its anatomy and physiology, and explain the importance of maintaining good cardiovascular health. Our primary goal today is to give you a solid understanding of the cardiovascular system's anatomy and physiology. As medical students, it's crucial for you to grasp how the heart and blood vessels function, as well as the factors that can affect their health. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a strong foundation on which to build your knowledge of cardiovascular health and disease prevention. It's essential to recognize that cardiovascular diseases are among the leading causes of morbidity and mortality worldwide. According to the World Health Organization, they account for approximately 31% of all global deaths. As healthcare professionals, you will frequently encounter patients with cardiovascular conditions. Therefore, it's critical to understand the importance of early diagnosis, prevention, and management to improve patient outcomes and overall quality of life. Anatomy of the heart. The four chambers of the heart. The heart is a muscular organ with four distinct chambers, each with its specific function in the circulatory process. The top two chambers are called atria, and the bottom two are ventricles. The right atrium and right ventricle make up the right side of the heart, while the left atrium and left ventricle constitute the left side. Function of each chamber: to pump blood through the body. The right atrium receives oxygen-poor blood from the body and pumps it into the right ventricle, which then sends the blood to the lungs to receive oxygen. Meanwhile, the left atrium receives oxygen-rich blood from the lungs and pumps it into the left ventricle. The left ventricle, the largest and most muscular chamber, is responsible for pumping oxygen-rich blood out to the rest of the body. Heart's valves: tricuspid, pulmonary, mitral, and aortic, they function to maintain unidirectional blood flow. There are four valves in the heart that help regulate blood flow and ensure it moves in a single direction. The tricuspid valve is located between the right atrium and right ventricle, while the pulmonary valve separates the right ventricle from the pulmonary artery. On the left side of the heart, the mitral valve lies between the left atrium and left ventricle, and the aortic valve separates the left ventricle from the aorta. Each valve consists of flaps called cusps or leaflets that open and close, allowing blood to flow through the heart while preventing backflow. The cardiac conduction system includes the sinoatrial (SA) node, atrioventricular (AV) node, bundle of His, and Purkinje fibers. The cardiac conduction system is a specialized network of cells responsible for initiating and coordinating the heart's contractions. This system ensures that the heart beats in a synchronized and efficient manner. The sinoatrial (SA) node, also known as the natural pacemaker, is located in the right atrium and generates electrical impulses that initiate each heartbeat. The impulses travel through the atria, causing them to contract, and then reach the atrioventricular (AV) node. The AV node briefly delays the impulses, allowing the ventricles to fill with blood before they contract. From the AV node, the impulses travel down the bundle of His and into the Purkinje fibers, which distribute the impulses throughout the ventricles, causing them to contract and pump blood to the lungs and the rest of the body. Blood vessels. Differentiate between the three types of blood vessels. Blood vessels are the network of tubes that transport blood throughout the body. There are three main types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. The structure and function of each type of blood vessel. Arteries are thick, muscular blood vessels that carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart and distribute it throughout the body. They have thick walls composed of smooth muscle and elastic tissue, which enable them to withstand high blood pressure and maintain their shape. Veins, on the other hand, carry oxygen-poor blood back to the heart from the rest of the body. Their walls are thinner than those of arteries, and they have one-way valves to prevent blood from flowing backward. Finally, capillaries are the smallest and most numerous blood vessels, with walls that are only 1 cell thick. These tiny vessels connect arteries and veins, allowing for the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste products between the blood and surrounding tissues. The role of blood vessels in the circulatory system, focusing on the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste products at the capillary level. Blood vessels play a critical role in the circulatory system, as they create a closed-loop network that enables blood to travel to every part of the body, providing cells with the necessary nutrients and oxygen for their function. The capillaries, in particular, facilitate the exchange of nutrients, oxygen, and waste products between the bloodstream and the surrounding tissues. Oxygen and nutrients diffuse out of the capillaries and into the cells, while waste products and carbon dioxide move from the cells into the capillaries. This process, known as diffusion, allows for the constant renewal and maintenance of the body's cells, ensuring their health and proper function. Blood circulation. The 2 primary circulatory loops. The circulatory system consists of 2 primary loops, each with a specific function: pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Pulmonary circulation is the pathway between the heart and lungs, in which oxygen-poor blood is transported from the right side of the heart to the lungs to receive oxygen. In contrast, systemic circulation is the pathway between the heart and the rest of the body, where oxygen-rich blood is pumped from the left side of the heart to deliver oxygen and nutrients to tissues and organs throughout the body. Flow of blood. Oxygen-poor blood returns from the body and enters the right atrium, then flows into the right ventricle, which pumps the blood to the lungs via the pulmonary arteries. In the lungs, the blood picks up oxygen and releases carbon dioxide, transforming into oxygen-rich blood. This oxygen-rich blood returns to the heart through the pulmonary veins, entering the left atrium before flowing into the left ventricle. Finally, the left ventricle pumps the oxygen-rich blood into the aorta, which distributes it throughout the body via the systemic circulation. The coronary arteries and veins. The heart, like any other organ, requires a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients to function properly. The coronary arteries and veins form a unique circulation system dedicated to meeting the heart's needs. The coronary arteries branch off the aorta, just above the aortic valve, and deliver oxygen-rich blood to the heart muscle. The coronary veins collect oxygen-poor blood from the heart muscle, and return it to the right atrium through the coronary sinus. This dedicated circulation system ensures that the heart receives the necessary oxygen and nutrients to continue pumping blood efficiently throughout the body.